Hi everybody, it's Rusty and Ann. We haven't done a video for a long time since October, I think, when we were doing our walk to end Alzheimer's. And it is now March 3rd, so Happy New Year. Yeah, but it's been a while since we checked in, so we thought we would do an update video. So yeah, we'll rewind and recap the last several months of life and Alzheimer's stuff. Yeah, so we did that walk to end Alzheimer's back in October, and at that time Anne was still on a medical trial with the company is called Cassava. And she had been on that trial for a little over a year. The trial was scheduled to be over like in January, February, March, right around now, maybe, almost now. But anyway, it turned out they wound up getting enough results from prior from other participants, other parts of the study, to decide that the trial drug was not effective, did not meet their standards, and so they closed down the medical trial. So we've got that news right around Thanksgiving, I want to say, somewhere around there. So that was a bummer. Yeah. We were hopeful about that medication and had heard a lot of hopeful things, but yeah, so that was kind of a bummer. But we had a wonderful Thanksgiving and Christmas. Our daughters we live in the Phoenix area. Our daughters are in Oregon and Georgia, and both came out for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so that was awesome. Yeah, that was just awesome. So started off our new year. Let's see here. A couple things. Anne did have a regular doctor appointment at Banner Alzheimer's to it was kind of like every 6 months to a year checkup almost. And so she had that, and that was good. And when she had that appointment, she did another MMSE, which is the most common, 30-minute type of memory exam. And then she did another one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a little different kind of a test. The MMSE, she got a 22, which is sort of like where she had been for a while, which is in the mild, either MCI or mild Alzheimer's range for that score. And then she did another, it was the first time I had ever heard of her doing this test, and it was a little different kind of a test, but she got a 15 on that one, I think it was, which indicated more of a moderate. What's that?
Out of what? 15?
I don't remember, honestly. Okay. So, yeah. But anyway, that was a good appointment. So in the new year, so when the medical trial got canceled with Cassava, we just said, hey, keep us in the loop for other medical trials. We're hopeful for a medical trial that something's going to come through. As we say, this is the best time in the history of the world to have Alzheimer's. So
everybody's looking for a cure.
That's right. Everybody's looking for a cure. So anyway, we stayed on their list. So we did get a call from Banner Alzheimer's that there was a medical trial for us to consider. And so, but they kept running into delays getting the getting it off the ground. And so maybe 3 weeks ago or so, we got another call saying, hey, you know, this one's been delayed, but here's one that's already going right now. And, you know, you can hop right in this one. And so we said, great, sign us up. So we did. We went down there. This was about a week ago, I think, is when we had our appointment. And we love going to Banner Alzheimer's. Tell me, why do we love going to Banner Alzheimer's?
Because they're so nice. It's like the Disneyland of hospitals. Everyone is so nice. They give us this amazing lunch, all for free. So yeah.
Yeah, clinical trials, folks. Hey, you know, if you're willing
Free
to be,
food.
if you're willing to be a guinea pig, they'll feed you. They'll give you a little bit of reimbursement for your time, and but our favorite part is just the people there. We love.
Yeah, we've made so many
there.
friends there. They're just wonderful.
They are, and so when we went on this medical trial, we met with it was a new person. It was almost like a new team, I think, almost on this clinical trial. But we got to see 2 of our 3 pals from our last clinical trial, and that was awesome. It was like a reunion to see them. And so anyway, we're chugging along. The way those things work is you've got to go in and sign all this paperwork saying, yes, I understand, I'm signing up for a clinical trial. Yes, I understand that the results aren't guaranteed. Yes, we understand. So that's like about 2 hours of paperwork of signing things and them explaining things, and So once that gets done, the other preliminary stuff starts taking place. For this clinical trial, there's actually a lot of different things lined up. Blood work, an MMSE, and then future appointments would include an MRI, a PET scan. So a lot of sort of establishing a baseline type of work. Well, so we went in and got through that whole front part, got our lunch, which was wonderful.
Yes.
And then we sort of went back for our little interviews type of things, which we've done similarly before. Anne's was a little different from what she remembers.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same kind of
test.
But somehow and I wasn't there for that, so I don't know. But anyway, it somehow included an MMSE in there, and so this clinical trial targets people in the mild cognitive impairment to mild Alzheimer's range. And the way they identify that, at least in regards to the MMSE, is scores between 20 and I think 25, something like that. Anne had been at 22 and had been at 22 actually for a while. And then, but on this exam, she got a 19. We don't know, it's really hard to say, like, what does that mean? Or does that mean anything? Or did Anne have a bad day? Was it just, it was a different kind of test, and so it was a different kind of result? We're not really sure, but the end result of that is that because it was a 19 and not at least a 20, it's no longer classified as mild Alzheimer's, but moderate Alzheimer's. And so therefore, since that clinical medication is targeting the mild, we weren't able to continue with that clinical trial. So we were all bummed. They were bummed, we were bummed. Still happy we got to see our friends. Still happy we had a delicious lunch. But that was kind of a bummer. So we're still back on the, we'll let you know as soon as something comes through that might be a good fit. And so, we're definitely looking forward to that. And we'll be right back on board for that. But that was a little bit of a bummer. We had to, so I think also, you know, with Alzheimer's, you're always just a little nervous about it getting worse. And we feel like we've been really lucky so far.
It's progressing really slowly.
Yeah, I mean, and the blanket statement, I think I've said it in previous videos, I say it to people now, life is pretty much the same for us right now as it was. It's over 1.5 years now since Anne was diagnosed.
Yeah.
So whatever decline Anne has had, it has not impacted our daily life or things we do or, you know, that sort of thing. I will say we had a tough situation the other day. Do you want to talk about that?
I don't even remember.
So our
Remind me.
This is the blessing and curse of Alzheimer's.
I don't remember.
Something bad happened? Well, you know. No, our time after church at Chipotle, when we were with our friends.
Yes.
And we were sharing our stories about how we became Christians.
Yeah.
You want to share about that?
I just got confused and I don't know, I kept repeating things and anyway, it was just very personal to me because, you know, the story of me becoming a Christian is really important to me and you know, makes a lot of, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually have my baptism date tattooed on my ankle. So, so I'll never forget that. Anyway, yeah, so it was kind of a bummer.
For us, and you know, as Christians, like Anne's story is like many other stories in her life, but this is a very unique story. But it's an amazing story, and it's so cool, and so I think, you know, there's so I helped her through it. You know, she'd get stuck though. She'd start telling the story and get stuck, and it was just hard, you know, hard for her, and I think, you know, it's hard. It could be hard in many ways, you know. Partly, one, it's just something very special. It's a very special memory that we've you know, Anne's recounted it to people countless times, you know, and it's a very much a part of our identity as Christians, and you know how everything happened for us. So it was definitely hard, I think, in that sense, as well as just, I know Anne just felt kind of embarrassed, you know, just not that, I mean, the guys we were with, great, you know, no, nothing weird, anything at all like that, you know, they're awesome. But you just feel kind of, yeah. So that's a kind of thing that can make you a little nervous about, whoa, that's something that hasn't happened before.
Right.
That's the kind of memory that you think it's a long-term memory, it's ingrained. And so that Anne had a hard time
recounting it.
Getting through that for the first time. I mean, she's recounted her, you know, she's told the story many times before since she was diagnosed. And so there's a little bit of fear, like, oh, what does that mean? You know, does that mean it's getting worse? Or
maybe I just had a bad day.
Maybe it's a glitch, you know? So you're just on alert with Alzheimer's when things like that happen. So that was kind of a hard situation, hard experience.
Right, but then we all went out to dinner and had a great time.
We still ate at Chipotle. We still enjoyed our Chipotle.
Oh, I was thinking of the other one.
The dinner.
Oregano's.
Oh, oregano's.
Yeah.
Oregano's, if you're not a Phoenician, oregano's is this sort of like bistro, Italian,
Amazing
classic
food.
Yeah, we love
Great
going.
atmosphere. Yeah, we love it.
We went there, our anniversary was a few days ago, and we went there with a few friends from church and had a great time celebrating our anniversary. Yeah, so, so that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Overall, things are still the same. We still sing in church, both of us still sing in church. What else? We just,
We do a lot together.
yeah, we do a lot together.
That's really fun.
Yeah. Lots of movies.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to mention is I would say we don't watch a lot of Alzheimer's things
Videos.
together, but last night we were just hanging out and one popped up of a guy in Australia. I don't remember his name, but one, that's just extra fun because that's where Anne became a Christian, was in Sydney. And so she's definitely got a special connection, to Australia. And let's face it, Australians are just fun to listen to, They're just something fun about their personalities. But anyway, it was a guy, and he has a series of videos, but he has early onset Alzheimer's. He's only 41. But he records a lot of it. He's still at pretty early stages of it, but it was really fun listening to him and enjoyed hearing his perspective and experience. And so that was really neat. So we'll continue following him and maybe try to connect.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the latest. So, as far as the Alzheimer's goes, we're still kind of holding steady, and we'll wait for the next clinical trial. We hopefully it won't be too long. It seems like there's plenty of them going on, and we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think Anne probably has another regular appointment during the summer or something like that. But we don't really have any other, besides the clinical trials. There's nothing really. That's one of the kind of weird things about Alzheimer's. It's not like you're trying something new every couple months or something. There's just
not that many.
There's just not that much to do for it. So it's kind of weird, but it's also kind of nice. It's nice in the sense, just compared to somebody who has cancer and is going through chemo and, they feel sick, and then you're hoping the chemo does its job, and then they'll check it, and then, you know what I mean? It's kind of this process.
Yeah.
But Alzheimer's isn't the same. But meanwhile, we still love each other.
Yep. We're still frolicking.
We're still frolicking.
And having a good time and laughing a lot.
We still love God. We still love our friends. We still
love our daughters.
make little
our
songs.
Dogs.
We love our dogs. Can't remember if we've showed you our dogs. They've been really good during these videos.
Yeah.
Usually they get jealous after a certain point.
There's one.
We have a miniature Australian Shepherd and a Golden Retriever, Peanut and Buttercup.
They're the cutest ever.
They are good little doggies. Get a little pesky sometimes.
That's right.
But anyway, that's kind of the latest. Latest on our situation. I don't know. Anything else you want to?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I don't feel any different. I'm sure Rusty notices things, but I haven't really, noticed anything major,
And still talks in her sleep. If you tuned in for a previous one of the previous videos, we talked about all the different things she says in her sleep. I would say
It's kind of tapered off.
It's tapered off a little bit. You had one night. There was one night, like a couple weeks ago, she talked all night long, basically. And, you know, the usual gamut of, I see baby Jesus in the wall type of stuff. But there was a lot that night. I just didn't even try to keep track. But outside of that one night, pretty tame, you know.
It was the kaput. That's what it was.
That's the old one. No, that's the old. Yeah, that's your old one. You made the gin undiluted. I guess my reputation's kaput.
That came out of my mouth. I don't even drink gin or anything else. Maybe
or
beer.
use the word kaput. They say you can be multilingual, you know, and when you're in an altered state of consciousness. Anyway, that's about it for us. You know, we're thankful. If you're watching this, you probably know us, but we're really thankful for our family and our friends and for God. And we do feel very lucky. We feel challenged too, you know, with the situation.
We have our good days and bad days, mostly good days.
Yeah. We're really lucky to be where we're at. So I guess that's it. We'll sign off. Thanks for listening in and for your friendship and support. And we'll do another video, hopefully not so long of a wait. But we'll continue to keep you posted as life moves along.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.